The song of letting go. Was she mocking me? I woke to an irritating sound, Pyw Pyw. The sharpness of it pierced through my groggy state, mixing with the dull throb of a New Year's hangover. My head pounded in time with the noise, though it could have been from the champagne. I opened my eyes just a crack, bracing against the blinding light of morning. The thought crossed my mind, the first time in 5 years I'd faced the dawn of a new year alone. But what was this? A new bird call. Dragging myself out of bed, I stumbled to the window. There, perched in the branches of my favorite jacaranda, was a bird I'd never seen before, a bright-feathered sunbird. It wasn't singing its usual song, though. This sounded almost taunting, like a repetitive, off-key melody. Pyw Pyw, hey! Quiet! I yelled half-heartedly, though I knew better. The bird flitted from one branch to another, oblivious to my frustration. Feeling restless, I opened my phone, needing something to distract me. I should have known better. The first thing in my feed was Nora's smiling face. Thanks, universe. The photo showed her standing on a cliffside with the ocean behind her, looking effortlessly happy. The caption read, "It's been a challenging year, but I've found my strength. Here's to more freedom, more adventures, and more love in the year ahead." Pyw Pyw. I slammed the phone down. That bird's infernal call was gnawing at my nerves. I tried closing the window, but the sound persisted, echoing in my brain, getting louder with every passing hour. Why was it so fixated on tormenting me? It was driving me mad. I couldn't focus on anything. Every time I tried to read, watch TV, or even nap, the noise returned. Closing the windows didn't work. Going out for a walk was temporary relief, but I couldn't hide forever. My own home had become a prison of sound. I needed a solution, but Nora wasn't replying to my messages. Not that she would care, anyway. We weren't together anymore, after all. Pyw Pyw. With a groan, I turned to Google, searching for ways to silence birds, but all I found were articles about attracting them. Typical. Finally, I stumbled upon a forum that mentioned scaring birds away by shaking the branches of trees. Armed with hope, I went outside and pulled at the jacaranda's limbs, trying to create enough noise to scare the bird off. But the sunbird wasn't bothered in the slightest. I opened my phone again. Still no messages from Nora. Pyw Pyw. Desperate, I headed to the store and bought some bitter, non-toxic spray that was supposed to repel birds. I sprayed the jacaranda's lower branches thoroughly, feeling a small surge of triumph. For a moment, it seemed to work. But then, the bird simply moved to a higher branch, out of reach. It perched there, staring down at me. Was it mocking me? My phone vibrated in my pocket. Finally, a response from Nora. "Jules, stop messaging me. I told you we're done. I need space, and I need you to respect that. Please, just let me go." Pyw Pyw. Her words stung, but the bird's song stung worse. I tried other tricks, hanging shiny objects in the yard to scare it, throwing stones, even blasting music. Nothing worked. The Sunbird kept singing, even more cheerfully than before. I looked at the tree, Nora's favorite spot. She used to sit under its branches, reading for hours. It was strange how much things could change. One last desperate idea formed in my mind. If I couldn't scare the bird away, I would remove its stage. I would chop down the tree. I remember the night Nora left. We had been arguing more often, but I didn't expect the breakup. She came into my office, quiet and resolved. "Jules, we need to talk." I turned from my desk, smiling, unaware of what was about to unfold. "Sure, what's up?" "I can't do this anymore." "Do what?" "Are you okay?" She shook her head, a sad smile on her face. "No." "Us?" "I can't do this anymore. I'm not happy." It felt like the ground had been pulled from beneath me. I didn't understand. Hadn't I been doing my best? We had fights before, but we always made up. Yet this time felt different. "Final, why?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She sighed. You're lost in your head, Jules. And I've tried to help, but it's too much. You need help, more than I can give. I can't keep sacrificing my happiness. I'm sorry. I couldn't destroy the jacaranda. It was too much a part of my past with Nora, and honestly, I was afraid of what losing it would mean. Instead, I sat beneath its shade, staring up at the bird that had become my unwelcome companion. The truth was, the Sunbird wasn't ruining my life, I was. I'd let my pain and obsession with Nora drown out everything else. It was time to change, not just my surroundings, but myself. I called a therapist, an old recommendation from a friend, and started talking through my struggles. Slowly, I learned to cope, to face the noise inside my own mind. The bird's incessant call became background music to my healing, and then, one morning, I realized the Sunbird was gone. Silence stretched through the garden, and though it should have been a relief, I felt a strange sadness. The bird had been there with me, through the worst of it. And now, with its departure, I had to face my solitude fully, but this time, I didn't feel overwhelmed. I could breathe. I stood, brushing the dirt from my jeans, and walked inside. The house was quiet, but it no longer felt lonely. I opened my laptop, not to stalk Nora's social media, but to write. Words flowed easily, like water from a tap. Perhaps the song had ended, but another was beginning.